2020, there are no foreseen changes to the A2 Maths assessment, but in addition to the usual time frame, the exam board have decided to move the exams back 3 weeks to give some schools additional time to go through the content. The examination itself is broken into 3 two-hour papers. The first paper is purely the pure maths content, which includes the trigonometry, the calculus, and the exponentials and logarithms. Paper 2 is a combination of pure maths and mechanics, including forces of motion and Suvat equations, and paper 3 is a combination of pure mathematics and statistics, which includes hypothesis testing and probability distributions. The pure mathematics paper, being paper 1, has approximately 40% AS content and approximately 60% A2 content, broken up into AO1, AO2 and AO3 content. The main topics in paper 1 are calculus, being the biggest topic of differentiation and integration, trigonometry, exponentials and logarithms, and proof. Paper 2 is a combined paper featuring pure maths and mechanics. It will contain both multiple choice and written questions for both sections. In addition to the pure maths content featured in paper 1, paper 2 will also contain the mechanics content of Suvat equations including kinematics, force equations including statics, and variable acceleration equations including differentiation and integration. The final paper of the examination is paper 3, containing both pure mathematics and statistics. It will contain both multiple choice questions and written questions for both components. In addition to the pure maths content featured in paper 1 and paper 2, the third paper also contains statistics. The main topics within this are conditional probability, Venn diagrams, and hypothesis testing for both binomials and normal distributions. You will need either a scientific or graphical calculator for this examination. Your calculator must be able to do cumulative distribution calculations for both binomial and normal distributions. In addition, you may also want to purchase a revision guide, and we would recommend the CGP A-Level Maths Guide for AQA. When revising for the examination, it is imperative that you have enough questions to properly prepare yourself for the variety of questions that you may be asked. Memory and fluency are essential characteristics of successful examinations. Prior to the exam, you should have experienced every question type. Be mindful of how you prepare for your revision. Give yourself an appropriate amount of time to cover the content and avoid common distractions. When revising, you should attempt to create your own model methods and then use these methods in similar questions. When revising methods, use a flowchart to model your answers and the structures that they need. Be aware of the timings of your assessment. You should be working at a rate of approximately 1 mark per minute. It is also important to do the questions that you can first, as it will leave more time for the harder questions later in the exam. Summary diagrams are an excellent way of identifying key information. This is particularly true for mechanics and statistics. As previously discussed, the more questions that you do, the more familiar you will be with the content. You should never run out of questions, and if you do, you should seek more. Space out your revision and review key topics multiple times throughout your revision process. No subject is easy and you will get stuck from time to time. This is where you need to seek help from your teachers. If you are home or your teacher is not available, there is a multitude of websites that can also support your revision. Finally, be positive and aspire to do the very best that you can. Your revision will pay off.